Hey guys, what's going on? So today I wanted to do this new series that I'm doing where I take items such as my military ones, such as canteen cups, canteens, stuff like that. And instead of pricing them like you're probably thinking I'm doing, I'm going to say how much you should pay for this item roughly. Now, this will vary based on what area you're in. Me, I'm in Florida. Some people could be in a more rural area where stuff like this is rather common, so it gets sold cheaper. But if you're in an area where something like this isn't sold as cheap, maybe you're buying off eBay and you're seeing this selling for like $30 to $50, or you're seeing this sell for like $20, $30, stuff like that. I just wanted to say how much I paid roughly for some of this stuff, say my tips and advice when doing this sort of stuff, because sometimes the biggest thing with collecting is how much are you willing to pay for certain items. That is the biggest thing about collecting. How much are you willing to pay for something? For me, with this canteen here, my seamless one from 1917, not 1916 like I previously said. I figured out that information was wrong. I'll eventually do a video on that once I get there, because I have to buy a book on it, because, you know. But the reason my information was wrong was because, simple term short, apparently the internet was not so reliable. So apparently there was this guy who wrote a book. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Apparently it goes over canteens from 1909 to like 1919. I have to look it up and get it. It's on eBay. It's kind of out of my price range right now. But this I paid like $64 for. I have a cup for it now, which I'm not going to show on camera because that is for a future video. But this is my seamless canteen. Like I said, paid $64 for this on eBay, which is cheaper than this usually runs for. I've seen this run for at least $100, $120, $150, even some for $600, because the canteen cover with it, I believe, was a bit rare, but it really depends. But I say $64, good deal. It all just depends. Like I said, 1917 is when this canteen dates back to. And for World War I canteens, note, there was 10 to 11 millions of these, I believe, made for World War I. There was 5 companies, which I'm not going to name them. I'd rather do a video on that. But you think 10 to 11 million of these made, and I got 2 of them right here. This one's Aluminum Goods Company, AGM Co., as you can see. It's probably not so easy to read there, but it is Aluminum Goods Company. And this one is US 1918 BA Co., which is Buckeye Aluminum Company. So, you know, these, I don't remember the exact pricing of these. I think I bought this in a lot for like $20 of like 3 canteens. One of them was this one, and then a reproduction, which I'll eventually do a video on reproduction stuff, because I would like to note that as well. But yeah, so this, like I said, bought this in a lot of 3 canteens. I believe it was just 3. I can't remember off the top of my head if it was. I think it was, though. I believe it was just 3. But yeah, I believe when you're buying these too, you also want to look into if you can get something cheaper, a better deal, if you can get the same thing like this with multiple other canteens, or, you know, a bonus item. Like, for example, one of my recent things I will do a video on in the future, I don't want to spoil it, I got a bonus canteen cup, which is the one I got for, not this one, this one here, my seamless canteen, which I'll do a video on that in the future. Like I said, it's just not going to be done yet right now. I'm still waiting on 2 more items to come in, which are coins. But like, I got this 1953 canteen by Miro. Believe I bought this in a $20 lot, if memory serves me correct, because I got a canteen cover with the Alice clips. I'm not sure if it came with a cup. No, it did. That's right, it did. Which cup did it come with? It came with this cup here. So I bought this, this together for 20 bucks. So usually I say with canteens, sorry if my head's cut off in the top, my phone is sideways, but usually I say for canteens you want to shoot for $20, but that's usually depending on what they're selling it for. If they're selling it for 50, like in person, I wouldn't go for it personally. That's just me. But it all depends on if you're willing to pay for that. Me personally, I wouldn't. I'd say go 30 at most, 40 depending on what it is. It all just depends years. Like if it's a seamless canteen or, you know, something a bit more on the rarer side, like a black porcelain one dated 1942 from World War II, then yeah, you know, 50, good deal right there, because I've seen them sell 50, 60 bucks just for the canteen, the porcelain one, on eBay. So like I say, do your research when you're buying a lot of this stuff. Look at other prices, look at other people selling this stuff, figure out condition-wise what it includes, stuff like that. That's usually what I like to do. I'm gonna have to reorganize this here in a minute once I finish this, but now we're on to the mess kits. Actually, no, we're not. Plastic canteens. I want to get on to this. Plastic canteens. I got 2 of them here. I might even get on my German canteens. I don't know. Probably not. I just want to talk about this stuff first, but plastic canteens, got this one. Forget how much. I think I actually got this one for free off my dad, so I don't know how much you'd usually want to pay for this. I say 10 bucks, but really it all depends. I like just saying 10 bucks for this, but online you're not going to really get on 10 bucks for eBay. Usually people charge at least 20. That's plus shipping, so usually that's what you're averaging. But, you know, this is the cover. Got this with a set with the, if I can fix that, give me a minute. There's a, what's that there? Give me a minute. I have a small desk. Where is this? I got it with this 1962, this, and I want to say it was the 1945 cup that I showed at the beginning of the video. This one. Paid at least 20 bucks for it, I believe. So, that's not bad. Cup's in a lot better condition than it was before because I cleaned it up. One tip, if you ever want to get some rust cleaned up, use WD-40. That's surprisingly really good. Don't always use it though. I just personally liked it for that. It really helped. But covers, you know, nylon cover. The felt on the inside isn't the same as they were, which I wish it would show, but it's also kind of hard. I wish I had a better lighting right here, but you can see it's not the same type of felt they had in World War II. Maybe it is, but it's a lot, feels different. It's not as thick, I guess, too. That might be why. I'm gonna throw that back there for a minute. But plastic canteens, I say pay $10 for, 20 at most. Don't go any higher unless it's one from the 60s. Because that, I feel like the 60s are really nice years for them. Because, you know, it's designated the M1961, the hard plastic one, like these two. This one's 1980, made by HTP. Yeah. Desert Tan, by the way. And this one's a green one, dated 1902, or 1902, sorry, 2002. I don't know where my head's at. HTP as well. These are recyclable. But, yeah, I say 10 bucks for these, 15 bucks for these if you're ever going to buy any. It all just really depends, like I say. And this canteen cup, you know, your basic little 1974 butterfly handles after they got rid of it. Just kind of wanted to do some history with a mix of what you should pay, really, for some of this stuff. Now we're going to move on to the mess kit. Sorry if this is a bit of a long video. I just kind of wanted to talk a bit about all of this. So, you know, mess kit, 1945 EACO. I say pay 20 bucks for something like this. Really, it all depends on your area. Sometimes they can range for 30 bucks, 40 bucks, 50 bucks, stuff like that. Big thing. You want to pay at least 20 bucks or more. If you can get it for less, get it for less. But big thing is, if you want to get utensils for it, utensils can be rather expensive. I don't own any utensils for any of mine yet, but I'm looking to get some at some point. It's not really in my budget and on my wish list right now, but if I did run across someone selling them for fairly cheap, I would get them. But, yeah. I got two of them, 1967, 1945. This one's Regal. Sorry, I was holding it upside down. 1967. So I'd really just say it all depends on your pricing, how much you're willing to pay for stuff, because like I said at the beginning of the video, it's all about how much you're willing to pay for certain items. That is the biggest thing. Don't go out of your price range unless you either A, have to, because, you know, it's a rare item, or B, because of the fact that something like this, they won't offer, you know, less. But I really say don't go out of your price range. Like, you know, don't base your price range off this video. I'm just saying how much I paid for some of this stuff just to give you an idea. In the off chance you don't usually look for something like this, but my German canteen here paid roughly 40 bucks, I think, for this. Didn't come with the cap. They dug it up with this Bakelite cap. I said this in a previous video. I paid like 60 bucks or 80 bucks, I think, for this coconut one. Didn't come with this cap. It actually didn't even really come with a cap. It came with like some crappy little rubber cork that probably wasn't even with it originally. But yeah, I say really that's just what I'm going to talk about for now. Next time I do one might be coins or something like that. I just kind of wanted to do something basic of talking about stuff like this. And canteen covers, like I say, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks usually. Depends on years. It's usually what you're going to pay for something like that. Like I have two of them here. World War I, World War II. Like I say, usually you're going to pay 20, 30, 40 bucks. All depends. And it also depends on, like I say, if you're getting a set. If you're getting, like, let's say this together with this and, you know, this is a whole World War II set. I'm sorry that's in the way. Hang on. There. So if you're getting, like, these three in a set, you know, that you usually want to pay 20 bucks for, I feel like. But if they're charging 40, I say see if you can bargain it down to 30. If you can't, get it to 35. If not, pay the 40, because I still feel like that's not so bad for something like this, because, you know, these stainless steel canteens I love. I really like them. They're cool. And, you know, it all depends on the condition, really, of some of the stuff, you know. Like, if the canteen cover has a lot of field repairs, like this one on the back, you can see that is not an original hook. The hook usually is supposed to look like that thick. That's a really thin looking one, probably field repair. I am not sure what that came off of. I don't know if that was done in the war or if that was done after. I'm not sure. But something like that, like I say, all depends on personal preference, how much you're willing to pay. It's kind of just the basic parts of this video that I wanted to put out there. And yeah, if there's anything you would like me to say, like if you would like to know how much you should pay for coins, for German items like this decontamination box tablet, I'll do a video on that in the future as well. I want to do one in the future. But yeah, if you have any more questions or anything you would like to say, do that down below in the comments. Hopefully next one, I'm not having my top of my head cut off from this, because as you can see it's like that. But yeah, like I say, just leave anything down below. Subscribe if you can. We hit 23 subscribers. We have more subscribers than videos now, so thank you all for that. I really appreciate that greatly. If we can keep that going, I would love that. So subscribe if you haven't. If you love these videos, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will be doing another one here in the next few days, hopefully. Hoping in the next few days I'll get my 2 lots of coins. I think it's like 3 coins I'm waiting on, but it's 2 different sellers, so there's like 2 different little things I'm waiting for in the mail. I have to look back. But yeah, not to make the video 15 minutes, because it already almost is. Just, you know, keep a note. I will do another one of these here in the near future. And yeah, thank you all for watching.